Hello folks, we are at a Army Corps of Engineers campground called Thompson Causeway in Thomson, Illinois, and it's just across the river from Clinton, Iowa, I believe. And it's one of those places that's really nice. I mean, it's Army Corps of Engineers. You can see the pad. It's an all concrete pad. It's electrical and water. Close. We're right side of the amphitheater, so we got nobody on the side of our door. And then over there is the bathroom, the shower house and bathroom, which is a nice clean shower house, nice clean bathroom and everything, but the water coming out of the shower was pretty cold for the first 5 minutes. Then it got really hot, and then it got cold again. And it comes out like a fire hose. I mean, it comes out with so much force and so much pressure that it's really pretty sad. But it's clean, and there's no spiders or anything like that. I think there's about 80 campsites here, and it's fairly cheap. I think it's $26 a night for with the access pass. So it's not too bad. But the next place we go to is $9 a night with the access pass, and it's got water and electricity too. So. And it's also an Army Corps of Engineers, but it's a different district. And the districts set their prices, and I don't know how they decide this, but we're traveling out to the end of the campground. We're at 34, and we're going up in numbers. This is 52 on my left, 53 on my left. There's a boat ramp there, and this is way out on the point. You can see, maybe you can see the birds. I'm not a big proponent of camping right next to water. For one, it's really windy. This is the other arm of the loop we're in. It's kind of like the main road goes through the middle of the loop, and this is the 1 to 30, I think. And there's some nice sites here. There's set 21, which is all by itself. That's a nice site. And you got this great big swamp in front of you, in case you're running out of mosquitoes. But then there's these that are in the middle of the loop, the 22, 23, 24. They're just right almost on top of each other, and they're on top of the ones behind them. So it's really, I guess they built this so that they could have the electrical posts and the water posts right side of each other. So now this is what they call the Hickory Loop, and it's the 100s. We're going by 108 on the right, 109 on the left. These are a little closer for some. I mean, the loop is long and skinny, so they're back to back. Now if you get one of these ones that are on the right side here, like 112, you're on all alone, and here's 113 is even nicer. This is the Indian Mound picnic area. Nice picnic area, playground. Oh, there's a sign over there with a mound. We'll have to go see. This is actually the bathhouse at the picnic area and playground. But I think this is considered the bathhouse for one of the campsites. Come here. So we'll just check it out and see if it's the same. Yeah, it's identical. Nice mirrors, nice bathrooms, nice showers. Yeah, that's interesting. Huh. We had a little bit of problem on this trip. I smelled some propane at the beginning of the trip. Tank went empty, so I had it refilled at Tractor Supply, about the cheapest place in the world to do it. This hose, which is a hose I replaced when we got the wolf pup, this hose back up there on the regulator was blowing out propane. It was all frosted up. And that's what was smelling. So it emptied my propane tank that was newly filled. That's the first time that's ever happened. I've never had a propane tank hose fail on me, especially that was a new one. So, and I bought it from a propane dealer. So, never know what you're going to get no matter where you buy it. Just keep an eye on your propane. There is lots of wildlife. Birds, snakes, turtles, frogs. These are all over the park. They're cement sculptures of, that's supposed to be a pelican, I guess. But there's turtles and frogs and snakes and all sorts of things all over the park. That's pretty cool. A nice playground for the kiddies and lots of very spaced out picnic tables. They're all over the place, but they're pretty spaced out, so it's pretty nice. And of course, you're on the water's edge. You can see the campground over there. But there's an idiot with a stick. What do you want me to do with it? Give me that stick. Give me that. Come here. But this is the mound. So this is the Indian mound that has been researched. And let's see if we can get this to come up on the camera, because it's not very good. It's the Woodland Indian Mound. Archaeological investigations made in 1980 have discovered that the remains of this mound are associated with 3 early Native American cultures. Early woodland, 400 to 500 BC. Middle woodland, 100 BC. And late woodland, 800 to 900 AD. The discovery revealed that the mound was first constructed in 100 BC and rebuilt around 800 AD. Evidence indicates that the 3 cultures evolved land around the water's edge of this area, which was at that time a backwater slough. The civilization was mainly hunter-gatherer type culture that lived on river fish, shellfish, as well as large and small mammals from the eastwood upland forest. It appears that their lifestyle was of a reclusive sort that did very little trading and no agricultural base. So they just lived off the Mississippi. So there's a information board here similar to the one we saw on the Woodland Indian Mound. It's not really readable. It's really kind of messed up and old, but it says that this is a 3-mile wide section of the Mississippi River, that there are 370 species of birds that hang out in this area. Way over on the Iowa shore, or near the Iowa shore, is a channel that is maintained at 9 foot deep, and that all the birds are protected by the wildlife refuge that exists in this area. So one of the really neat things this campground has that I've not seen before is it has a blue tote dump station right next to the bathroom. A little spot you can bring your blue tote and dump it. And that is the lock on the Mississippi. This is the dam across the Mississippi. Keep the level high enough for boats. There's the downside of the dam. I'm told that during the fall, the eagles just fill the tops of those tiers looking for fish that get swept over and damaged, float up to the top. So here's a barge coming in. So I could be wrong, but I don't think this guy's going to make it, because he's not even inside the gates yet, and he's almost right to the doors. I think he's going to have to leave it. They're going to have to pull him out some other way. They actually had to unhook the barges, and now they're separating them so they can get them in. They can legally move 12, but the lock will only fit 9. So this is what they do, and they have to do it roughly 13 times to get all the way to Minneapolis, which is where most of the stuff goes. It's a St. Louis to Minneapolis run for picking up grain and leaving salt and coal, and wherever it is they go with. He's backing out with 3 barges, and when they pull the other ones through, bring the water back down, they'll let him back in and he'll hook back up on the other side of the lock. Now they're raising them up. You only raise them up about 8.5 to 9 feet. You can see the water going up on the door. And then they're going to attach a winch to one end of this pile of barges and pull it through. They've attached the winch to the front grommet, and pretty soon they'll start pulling. And there she goes. And it ain't any faster than them coming in before, but it's moving. And it'll wait up above for the tugboat to get through. This is the Palisades, Mississippi Palisades Park, and we're looking over the Mississippi and Iowa. Guess you can sit up here and watch eagles in November, but it's not November, it's September. I don't see a channel either. I think this is just the wildlife refuge. The river must be way over there, because this right in front of us doesn't seem to be moving much. I think this is all wildlife refuge. But this is another lookout. This is Lewis's lookout, I think. A little better part of the swamp. That's the wildlife refuge. 240,000 acres of wildlife refuge. And I see a whole lot of white things down there, so I think those are birds. So we'll take a look at them a little closer. Those are all egrets.